What would you do if you lost everything? Not just your money, but your dignity, your hope, your future. Right now, as you watch this, 1.6 million people in South Korea alone are drowning in debt so severe they can't see a way out. And if you think this is just about Korea, you're wrong. This is about all of us. Because every single spiritual tradition in human history has asked the same haunting question. Why do good people suffer? Welcome to the Soul Games.
이거 뭐야? 나 주는 거야?
Meet Song Gi-hun, a factory worker,
알지.
a father, a man who once had dreams. Watch his face at this moment. This is the exact second hope dies. When did you last feel completely lost? But then something interesting happens. A stranger appears, well-dressed, calm, carrying a briefcase that seems to contain possibilities. Would you like to play a game? This moment, this invitation, it appears in every spiritual tradition. Abraham called to leave everything he knew. Buddha abandoning his palace. Jesus led into the wilderness. What invitations to change have you ignored? That night, 456 people lie in beds, staring at a ceiling that might as well be the sky, each carrying their own cross, each wondering how they got here. Where do you go when you have nowhere to go? 3,500 years ago, another good man lost everything. His name was Job. His story sounds familiar. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. But here's what's remarkable. Job never cursed God. He asked questions. The same questions we're asking now. Halfway around the world, under a Bodhi tree, a prince named Siddhartha discovered something profound. Life contains suffering. Not sometimes, always. The Buddha taught 3 types of suffering. Obvious pain, like losing your job. The pain of change, like watching your dreams disappear. And the deepest pain, being trapped in systems you can't control. Take a deep breath with me. What suffering in your life have you been avoiding? The Quran teaches something beautiful about trials. And it is we who test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth. But notice, it doesn't say punish, it says test. How do you maintain faith when life seems unfair? The year the world's financial system collapsed. Meet the Hernandez family from Detroit. Maria worked 2 jobs. Carlos ran a small construction business. They did everything right. We lost our house in 3 months, Maria tells me. Carlos tried to, he couldn't handle the shame. 6 million Americans lost their homes. But here's what the numbers don't show. The spiritual crisis. Suicide rates spiked. Church attendance both plummeted and soared. In South Korea, the situation is even more desperate. Household debt reached 105% of GDP. Traditional Confucian values of family honor collide with impossible economic reality. What would you sacrifice to save your family? When material systems fail, people turn to spiritual solutions. Churches in Seoul report record attendance. Buddhist temples see more young people seeking meditation. Islamic centers provide not just prayer, but financial counseling. Sometimes hitting bottom is the beginning of rising. In 1924, Richard Connell wrote The Most Dangerous Game, a story about human hunting. Sound familiar?
방금 무슨 소리예요?
The world is made up of two classes, the hunters and the huntees. But here's the spiritual question. When does survival become sin? Japan's Battle Royale explored similar themes. Students forced to fight each other, authority versus conscience, community versus individual survival. These stories resonate because they reflect our deepest fears. What happens when civilization's rules disappear? We're all playing games we didn't choose. The mortgage game, the career game, the social media game. What games are you playing without realizing it? But every tradition offers a path through suffering. Christians call it redemption. Buddhists call it liberation. Muslims call it purification. Jews call it tikkun, repairing the world. What spiritual practices sustain you? Prayer, meditation, service to others, community? The invitation to suffer is also an invitation to grow. Gihon had a choice. Job had a choice. Buddha had a choice. You have a choice. Will you accept the invitation to transformation? Next time on the Soul Games, the 3 temptations. What would you sacrifice for survival? The games are just beginning.